I don't know how successful this is going to be. It just makes me nervous. I'm just like, I don't know how Miss Hawker here is able to do this in 4 hours.
Howdy y'all, I'm Anna with Always Right, and in today's writing vlog, it's actually going to be an outlining vlog, specifically an outlining vlog according to Libbie Hawker's Take Off Your Pants. Outline your books for faster, better writing. The first bit of this vlog is going to be me reading it, giving you some notes, like telling you what I'm thinking, and then I'm actually going to write an outline for a book idea I have, according to Miss Libbie Hawker. Expect a full review of this book on Friday, but without further ado, let's get into the vlog. So the hook for this book is that Libbie here was able to complete a first draft in 3 weeks, like a 96,000 word first draft in 3 weeks, because she had a really good outline. I don't think I'll be able to finish my book in 3 weeks. I wish I could. That'd be like pretty amazing. That'd be nice, very nice. Can't probably do it. I have my little bookmark in place because she kind of has a thesis for her book in the very beginning, which, I mean, a lot of kind of self-help or like writing help books do. And she states that Take Off Your Pants is a guide to help you increase your speed and efficiency as an author. It will provide you with a method for planning out a book's particulars before you begin to write, and a method for ensuring that your book will be cohesive, compelling, and satisfying. So that's what this is about. It's not so much like Save the Cat, you know, it's not like 13 beats. It has quite a few chapters in it. It has a lot of chapters in it. Like, look, it has this full page here, and then it's got like a third of the page here. So it has a lot that it covers. I'm gonna read it. It's Friday night, 10 p.m. What else do I have to do? So I'm gonna start reading it, get a little further in, and I'll let you know what I think. I have a notebook and I have some like sticky notes so I can put them on the side. That way I can like remember. So I'll be reading and taking notes as I go. I got through the first 30 pages. Libbie here had a really interesting take on kind of the core of what makes up a story, aka the story core. That's what she calls it in here. So it's like basically 5 elements. Character, they want something, can't get it easily because of X, so they struggle against X, and then they fail or they succeed. That's just kind of what a plot is. But yeah, this book is very interesting. It seems to be aimed more at kind of self-pub or like hybrid pub authors that have to produce books at a breakneck pace. Not so much, oh, you want to write a book a year. Good for you. But I'm still going to keep reading it. I'm still going to see if it holds up, see if it's enough. I know 150 pages, I'm already like 20% through in like no time at all. But I'm going to see if it's enough for me to work with, to go off of. I'm really hoping I don't have to pull in elements of Save the Cat to fill in holes that this may leave. I'm going to get back to reading. The 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, I don't know, they're not numbered. I wish they were numbered. The next chapter is the 3-legged outline. So we're finally getting into the outline. Officially 50 pages in, so like a third of the way through it. And I will say that this book, based on what I've read so far, sounds like it's gonna hit upon 2 of like my biggest weaknesses in writing, and that is like character arcs and themes. 50-page mark, fun fact, is actually the beginning of a chapter, as you can see here, and it's the beginning of your outline. This is the first chapter where she's like, okay, go grab your outline. I've told you about character flaws. Let's write it. So Miss Hawker here, she believes in a 3-legged outline, yet she's explaining it with 4 legs. Surprisingly, in her original 3-legged outline, that only includes character arc, theme, and pacing. She says plot is what happens, story follows like the character arc. And I have many, many notes, as you can see, about character arc. All this section's character arc, so that's a lot, because character arc is something I always struggle with. It's especially like character flaws. Like, I'm not just talking like Bella being clumsy as a character flaw, but like actual character flaws. So she wants us to start outlining. I've decided I'm not going to start outlining this minute. It's like 10:20. I wanted to get to at least like the 100-page mark in the book, which I think is really doable. That way tomorrow I can just read the last 50 pages while my guy's here working on one of my trees. And another note, Hawker here made the very like offhandish comment that she wrote that book in 3 weeks. What I didn't tell you, because I was like doing the math as I was going to get my stupid replacement battery for my camera, and she said that she took 2 days off every week. So across 3 weeks, you're taking 2 days off, so that's 6 days off, so that's 15 days. She said she had a terrible cold at the time of writing it, so she was sick for at least like 3 days, if not 5. That means she averaged between 6,000 and 9,000 words a day. What the hell? What? I mean, I guess if that's your job, but what? Using our first sticky, and it's on the beginning your outline page. So it begins. So I officially breached the 80-page mark. I said I wanted to get to 100, and then I noticed that the section I was going into was plot, and then I noticed at like the 100-page mark, it was still plot, and then surprise, it's still plot until like page 120 or something like that. For something that's not included in like the 3-legged outline, plot seems to be pretty important in it. I read through the character arc section, but themes was really short. I really wish she went more into themes. She did a really good job covering character arc, so I was really expecting some really good coverage for themes, and then it was like 4 pages or 5 pages, and I was like, oh, okay. Plot's gonna cover this section in between like my little thingy and the bookmark. That's like 35 pages. I don't really think I want to do that right now. I'm just kind of tired. It's really close to midnight. I still have some pages I need to read in Gossip Girl for the night. I was hoping to get to page 100 with her, and I have a really early morning tomorrow. I've been kind of adding in stickies when we've been filling in our story core, filling in like our outline for the book. I am enjoying this outlining book quite a bit. There are some sections that are really lacking. Obviously, it's not the plot section, because that's for the next 35 pages of this 150-page book. But I've been making notes on my napkin, literally like a hand towel, like a bounty square. I've been writing notes for the book that have come to me just from like reading through this craft book. So I've always found that when I start reading craft books and I have like a story idea and I don't really know what to do with it, don't know where to go, reading a craft book will really help me open my eyes and start thinking, get those creative juices flowing. So I'm going to bed. Okay, it is officially Saturday. It has been a long day already. The guy to cut my trees came like an hour early. That was fun on Saturday. It's about 5:40 now, and I'm gonna be reading for the next hour into the Take Off Your Pants book. And I'm gonna be doing kind of some sprints to read through it, not because like I can't focus, but because I'm actually like watering my yard. And let me show you how the trees look. You can see I have a tree. It's not just like Leaf City. Oh my gosh, so my 2 pecans are officially trimmed up. They trimmed up my Vitex here, got it off the roof because she was kind of being lazy and leaning on the roof. So I'm watering my north bed, as you can tell, like right there. We have, I think, like 10 more minutes for this to get watered, and then I'll move it because I planted some new babies like yesterday. So we are officially onto the plot section. I'm gonna be in here in my breakfast nook reading. I have my setup right there, so we're good to go. We are officially in the plot section, and it's the section that she kind of like brushed off earlier in the book, and now it's 35 pages of this 150-page book. So there's that. Anyway, let's get into it. I have almost a complete sheet filled out already with notes, so that's exciting. That's like, it's a good sign, good sign. Yeah, and hair's still eating, so let's get reading. I think I have 10 minutes left before I need to move my water. So, officially to 115, aka officially done reading the plot section. Now, I couldn't understand why the plot section was so darn big when she seemed so dismissive of it in the book itself. And that's because the plot section is all of these plot points explained. These points aren't quite the Save the Cat formula, as you can probably see. It is more focused on kind of thwart, you know, revisit your flaw, thwart, revisit the flaw, you know, new drive for goal. It's definitely not Save the Cat, but this plot would definitely not work for like all of my books that I have like plotted out, planned out, kind of thought up. I need to go move my water real quick. I highlighted like a few things. I highlighted a paragraph in here that I thought was really interesting. I've added another sticky color, as you can see, and I added 2 lines to my notes. I didn't have a lot of takeaway from the plot section. I felt like the plot section was kind of pretty self-explanatory. And I know when I go to outline my novel idea in a minute that I'm going to be looking over them again anyway. Most of them were only like a page or 2. So I'm gonna go move my water and we'll be back and we'll be getting close to the end of this book. I will say I've noticed quite a few typos, especially in like the plot section, like something was spelled wrong. It was SOEM thing. There were just some basic copy editing errors in it and I was just like, that's interesting because this is the revised version. This isn't even like the first version that she did. This is the revised version. I officially finished reading this. I did add a 5th color. The last 2 chapters talked about like outlining for series and then outlining multi-main character books. Since I'm not writing those, I just kind of skimmed them and I went, cool. So yeah, I've officially finished Take Your Pants Off. I learned a lot about character arcs from this. I finished the pacing section and I literally wrote like a statement about pacing. The rest was kind of like stuff that I've heard before. It wasn't like groundbreaking like the character arcs were for me. The latest little addition to our little tags up here is her going through and like outlining the very first 3 kind of sections that she has, her first 3 plot points. What her outlining is she takes her big plot points and she will write out a bullet list of things that need to happen. And then she goes and she basically like 0 drafts her chapters. So at the end of this book, she very casually mentioned that it takes her 4 hours to finish an outline. And that's gonna be my goal. So I'm gonna try to outline the book in 4 hours. She has outlined 20 books with this method. So I imagine she kind of has it down. She's got it to a science, enough to like write a book about it and just be obscenely prolific with her writing. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give myself about an hour, hour and a half, and we're gonna get it done. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird Scrivener file. I don't even have a name for my main character. Hi, how are ya? We officially have Melancholy Draft 1. She is a brand new Scrivener file. Look at her go. I'm gonna call my main character Mel. For Melancholy. I promise I'm actually gonna make this into a book eventually, but I just named a main character Mel. How you doing? I'm gonna go ahead and get like the full template going, aka I'm going to go to yellow, which is all of the beats. That's page 83 in the physical boy, and we're gonna list them. So let me show you what we have. This is like exactly what Libbie Hawker wants us to do to outline. And these are kind of like the scenes that she wants. So let me show you. Also, let me change the font. This will drive me crazy. This will drive me crazy. Helvetica. We've got the Melancholy Draft 1. We have main character of Mel, description of Mel, age 62. We have an external goal that will go here, antagonist. See below, you'll see in a minute, because it'll be below. We have the end, and then we have our flaw and our ally. And then if I do a little bit of this fancy scrolling, we've got all of the like
incidents, all of the scenes that are like key and crucial to the book.
To the plot.
I don't know how successful this is going to be. It just makes me nervous. I'm just like, I don't know how Miss Hawker here is able to do this in 4 hours. Like, unless she's been playing with this idea for a long time. I mean, she said outline. It's not just like the source code that I'm doing. It's an outline. I'll let you know how long it takes.
I've been kind of sitting here. I literally got to refill my drink. Got some chips. I've been snacking. You know how you do. And I'm very, very happy to say that I have the main character filled out. I have her age, her previous occupation, you know, kind of like a little tidbit about her. I have the external goal, which I really struggled with. I seriously was like pacing my kitchen. I was like, what is it? I have the antagonist, and it's kind of weak antagonist. It's not so much like another person. I have the end filled out. I have the flaw outlined, the allies outlined, the theme, and I have a note for myself for like what to include in the kind of plot points that we have. I don't have anything filled in for the plot points, but since we're so close to the end of this like sprint, I'm just kind of snacking and just relaxing. So just wanted to give you all that quick update. Next is going to be filling out those scenes and making sure that they fulfill the needs, the requirements of the theme and the character arcs. Oh my gosh, I'm done with the outline of the outline, which sounds really silly, but I'm basically done with like the outline, and I will go in and kind of break down what needs to happen in the story, kind of like what she does. I'm gonna call it for now. It's about 10. I've spent probably 40 to 65 minutes working on filling in all the rest of the stuff, like the rest of the plot points. I even added some plot points, and I'm really proud of it. It looks like it's gonna be a really cute, really fun book. It's just like makes me proud that I was able to sit and do this in basically like a little under an hour, hour and a half. I'm not done with it yet. I do plan on doing the entire like zero draft. So this outline source code, whatever you want to call it, ended up being 804 words, and that includes like all the kind of prompts and stuff. But I'm really proud of it. I think it's really healthy. It's really sufficient. It's a story. It's a book. It's a plot. It's content. If I just had this and I was going off of this and kind of outlining like I normally outline, I think I could finish this book in about 6 weeks. However, the goal of this outline is to get it so that when I do come in to do a full first draft, not just like the zero draft outline, whatever she calls it, the goal is to be able to write this in like under a month. Alrighty, it is officially Sunday. It's like 1:30-ish. I'm running behind today. Got distracted by video games, got distracted by like live streams, all that jazz. But I'm here and I'm gonna start the outline. So I'm like really debating whether to do like the breakdown like she does here, and then she goes into like the full outline, like the zero draft outline. I don't really know. I don't really know if I want to kind of break it down this much, or if I think I would be good to go with just a zero draft. Hi, Editing Anna. It's really late. My video got corrupted from here on out. I had a minute and I think it was 20-second segment that like exported as a 25 gigabyte file. Fun fact, that should not be happening. I guess you get to deal with like editing Anna's take on the missing bits of the vlog. And the biggest part of the vlog that you may be missing is the talk about like these key outlining points right here, the numbered parts right here where she takes some of the plot beats and she expands them and she writes what needs to happen in order to fulfill those. And then she like does her zero draft outline. I tried for over an hour in this vlog. That like some of the footage that was corrupted, if you will. I tried for an hour to figure out how to do this stupid key points outline, and I could never do it. It's very upsetting because I tried really hard to copy her exactly in this vlog, and I could not do it. I could not do the key points outlines. And the worst part is she like very casually introduces it. Like you see, it's right here on this page. This is all stuff we've seen before from her. This is all she has, and it's not even describing like the key points outline. It's under expanding the outline, aka doing her zero draft for her book. I have many feelings on it. It's upsetting. It's very upsetting. I wish she just hadn't included this. Maybe this makes sense to some people's brain, but for my writing brain, my like planner slash pantser brain, it did not make sense. It just felt like a waste of time, and surprise, it was a waste of time. Oh no, oh no, the sun's in the worst spot. Okay, so it is like 7, and I'm here to do the zero draft outline that Libbie Hawker talked about. So Libbie Hawker is able to do the outline source code, aka like outline the story core, as well as define the character arc, the theme, figure out some of the pacing, do like key points outline, so she highlights points that she doesn't want to forget while writing the book, and a zero draft outline within 4 hours, she said, on average, which is absolutely insane. I will not be able to do this within 4 hours. We're already through like an hour of the time, and I still have to do the zero draft, so that's some tea. Originally, like when I sat down literally 2 minutes ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my zero draft outline, and then I'll go record the review for the book. And I'm looking at the weather, and I'm just like, let's get this out of the way before we maybe have a storm tonight. It'd be really nice. I don't think it'll happen, but let's get this out of the way while we have some sunlight, even if it is like marbled faced sunlight. I messed up. Okay, it's like 11? Oops. I went to go record the review for this. Struggle. Had to go outline the dang review. And then, like, my computer was being a ding dong. And so I had to, like, fight with my computer for an hour. Fixed it, by the way. Just needed to restart it naturally. And so I did. And now I'm ready to zero draft this outline, and I'm so tired. It is going to be a long day. I'm going to work on this for an hour today. My goal, not joking, was to like sit down, just relax, just enjoy the day, do the outline so I can go record this video so that I can upload it to my computer and like play video games for an hour. That did not happen. The video games were like for 3 hours, and then anyway, I'm here now. We're good. Oh God, I have 11 words. I don't even have like the first opening scene described. Shit. I think I'm gonna try to separate it into chapters. See, Miss Libbie here in her outline that she provides, like her zero draft bit that she provides, is not separated into chapters, and I don't know if that was to like save pages because it was such a long book. Or what? It's literally just like really here. Not separated into chapters, but I don't know how her book is separated into chapters, and I don't really want to buy her book to see if this is separated into chapters right. Why couldn't she have done a shorter book for this instead of like Tidewater, which is like 550 pages long? Anyway, I'm gonna separate it on my document into what I think would be decent chapters, and we'll go from there. Okay, it's basically midnight, so I was able to outline 5 chapters according to her, including her like 3-legged outline and her story core. And I really like her story core idea, and I really like the 3-legged outline. It's really helpful when it comes to like outlining chapters and figuring out, okay, how do I get from point A to point B easily. For example, like my opening scene outline is like a chapter. It's the first chapter. It's really short, it's really simple, nice and easy. The inciting incident still hasn't happened in the first 5 chapters. It probably won't happen until like the 7th or 8th. I really like where this is going. I really like this process. So I do like elements of this. It's just, I think the execution of this was not like it, fam. I'll explain in my review exactly what I mean. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm not gonna probably vlog the rest of this outline. I don't understand how it took her 4 hours on average to outline a book, because it took me an hour earlier and it took me 40 minutes now, and I'm 5 chapters into my like 35 chapter book. I'm literally 14% through my actual outline. I've done like the footwork, I know it's going, but like for my actual full-blooded outline, I'm only 14%. And I did that 14% in about 40 minutes. So let's see. It would take me almost 5 hours just working on this outline if I continued at this pace to finish it, to get 100% of the outline done, assuming it just took me 40 minutes to get 14%, aka like 4.76 hours, so 4 hours and 45 minutes total, or another 4 hours to get it done. So in other words, it took her 4 hours to do her outline. It's taking me 6 hours to do mine. If you include like the first hour or so and then like a little more wiggle room, that's where I come up with like the number 6. I think that's really interesting. It's really interesting to like quantify it. I'm very happy with the elements that I do have. This plot structure will not work for most of my books. AKA, like, you know, like the fault, ally attacks, you know, that kind of stuff won't work for all my books. It won't even work for most of my books. For the more like human-based books, I think it'll work. But a lot of the other books are like prime property for Save the Cat. That beat sheet, not this beat sheet, not this set of beats. That's just my opinion. So if you have a really human book that you're trying to write, this has a good kind of beat structure. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. It means so much to me. Let me know if you've ever heard of this book, had heard of this author, if you've used this book for a book of your own. I'm very curious. And as always, let's get writing. Bye!